The Faculty of Computing and Data Sciences is a new unit in Boston University, and it has a special mission to connect to every other unit in the university and also to have a pro-social orientation. A big central part of that has to do with making sure that AI ethics is taught. When students come into the AI ethics class, the undergraduates, they have a really mixed approach to ethics. Some of them are pretty well informed and are really interested in it, but most of them are just thinking in terms of going into the tech industry and building really cool products and making a lot of money. The tech industry itself is really complex on this issue, especially because the economic incentives really aren't bent in the direction of ethics. There's two things we're trying to achieve. We're trying to give students who are headed into the tech industry a portable ethics toolkit. And this is about ethical reasoning. What does fairness mean? The second thing we do is give them a history of their own field, working through case studies. It's very common for students to discover that their first very confident ethical assessment of a case study doesn't hold water when they dig into it, and they find themselves thinking about the ethics case study from 10 different points of view, corresponding to 10 different stakeholders in the case study. That makes things difficult for them in one way because they would like to have a nice cut and dried answer, but very often ethics doesn't work that way. It's genuinely complicated, just as ethical questions in our real lives are genuinely complicated. Many semesters, the Data, Society and AI Ethics class has a shared project. Early on, the students developed a policy called the Generative AI Assistance Policy, or GAIA for short, which is intended to guide students and teachers in how to use generative AI in the classroom. In another semester, the students in the Data, Society and AI Ethics class worked with the AI task force to do a survey of all of the policy and advice documents that existed about how to handle generative AI in the university classroom setting. This was fascinating because they were using AI to analyse documents about how to use AI in the university. If people use generative AI tools in industry broadly, it's quite possible that there could be atrophy of their ability to generate writing or critical thinking. It's even more worrying in the school system, where using those tools could lead to the failure even to develop those skills in the first place. In the university context, generative AI is more complex because these students need to be able to use those tools in order to be able to function in the workplace. But at the same time, we're also trying to cultivate their generative capacities and their reasoning capacities, and we don't want generative AI to thwart those moments of growth. Therefore, it's incredibly important to observe the university's policy, which insists on critical embrace, so that you're aware of these possible side effects, negative side effects, and protect against them, even as we train students how to use these tools constructively.